On Saturday, PPMS held the Red Miley Rumble in honor of its late promoter.
As a matter of fact, the Miley family still own and operate the Speedway, and Red's brother Ben and his nephew Jared are competitors at the track.
Here are highlights of the super late model portion of the evening's events.
30 UFO and ULMS super late models took the green. A couple of PPMS regulars, Steve Baker in the Zero and Lynn Geisler in the #1 Cochran ride, made up the front row to start the 53-lap event. Geisler jumped out to the early lead, while the blue #1 of Kyle Lucon and Greg Satterley in the 22 tried to chase down Baker. The caution comes out after only one lap is in the books, with 7 Jason DuPont and Derek Stefanik in the 44 being involved in an incident. Jared Miley, who started 4th, had to pit with a flat tire. Geisler chooses the outer lane on the restart. Baker, Lucon, and Satterley are 3 wide at the line. Satterley dives low, then pushes off of the middle of the turn. Geisler shoots to the lead. The battle for second place now includes the black 2J of Mike Johnson. Baker works the bottom of 3 and 4 to slip into the 3rd spot behind Satterley. Teams had the option to go topless for the race. Here the J4 of John Garvin works under the 6 of Jim Lepro in the early laps. Geisler built up a comfortable lead over Satterley, who had some distance on Baker. A caution on lap 5 would wipe out Geisler's lead. On the restart, Satterley would again try to use the bottom groove to take the lead from Geisler. Instead, the outer groove seemed to be the fastest lane as Baker closes on Satterley. Jared Miley in the H1 had one of the fastest cars. Here he picks off a position as he tries to work his way back through the field. Again, Geisler moved out to a comfortable lead while having to work his way through traffic. Keith Barber in the black 17 would work on Baker for the 3rd spot as we approached lap 20. By lap 21, Miley had already worked his way up to the 6th position behind Mike Johnson. On a lap 25 restart, Geisler is able to get a good jump and maintain the lead while Barber is able to work the high side to take 2nd away from Satterley. Miley is now up to 4th. However, the Hall of Famer's bid for the win goes up in smoke, handing the lead to Barbara. Barbara chooses the outer lane on the restart and pulls away slightly from Satterley. Meanwhile, Miley tries to work the bottom in order to challenge Satterley for the runner-up position. Off of turn 2, he maintains the lower lane on Satterley, but settles into 3rd. For the next 4 laps, Satterley inched towards the lead, although a caution would again bunch the field on lap 29. Once back underway, Barber and Satterley continued to pace the field, while Baker and Miley contested the 3rd spot. For many laps, Barber and Satterley swapped the lead depending on where they were running on the track and whether lap traffic came into play. But on lap 38, Satterley loses the handle while trying to stay to the inside of Barber for the lead. On the restart, Miley tries to work the bottom groove in 1 and 2 to close on Barbara. Lucon slips on the exit of the turn and loses a few positions. Satterley would charge back through the field, but with too few laps remaining, he would have to settle for 10th at the finish. And much like the earlier battle for the lead, Barber and Miley would run door to door as the laps wound down. On lap 46, Miley would complete his charge from the back of the field after the lap 1 caution to take the lead away from Barbara. Jared Miley would pull away from Keith Barber over the course of the remaining laps to take the checkers, much to the delight of many in attendance. Jared, congratulations on the win. I'm sure this is a special victory for you. You've been trying a long time to win this in memory of your uncle.
It feels really good. Like you said, we've been close a few times, had top 5s and stuff, and this year we've been running really good everywhere, and it just felt like the year, like I felt like we were going to win tonight, and it worked out for us.
Did you feel that way early in the race when you had to pit for a flat tire?
Not really. I mean, I had hopes I could get back up there, maybe get a top 5 or top 10 out of it, and then once I seen how far up I was in so little laps, I knew I still had a chance to win, so I just kept digging, and it worked out good for us. Greg and Barbara were going at pretty hard there, like right in front of me, and we were kind of riding at that point, just trying to wait it out till with 10 laps to go and try to really save it for the end of the race. And they actually got together a little bit, and I'm glad we were hanging back there, or else we might have been in that wreck. So it worked out really good.
And again, you had a pretty great battle there with Barbara to finally take over the lead.
Yeah, he was running up a little bit higher, and I was kind of got down to the lower middle of the racetrack, and Really just had to be patient through the middle of the corner, and I could see myself gaining on him, and I just kept trying to stick that line, and that's what got me the lead.
As you say, it's been a great year. You've already clinched a championship over at Lernerville.
Yeah, we've had a really good year there. We, top 3 or 4 every night, so you can't ask for much better. Everybody's working hard on the car, and things are just going good for us right now.
Keith Berner, who made his first start in several seasons, came home third. Pole sitter Steve Baker finished fourth, ahead of Mike Johnson. It was good to see Jared Miley finally win this race in honor of his late uncle. I know he's really been wanting to win this event.
I thought that was amazing, the way he came from the back of the pack in order to win this race. I'm sure the spectators will be talking about this for years to come.
We will have more highlights from PPMS and the Red Miley Rumble later in the show. Once one of the front runners on the pavement, he is now making his mark in the world of dirt track racing. We speak with Will Thomas after the break.
When you think golf carts, think Jake's Custom Golf Carts. With over 300 stock and lifted carts at their shop, you'll find the cart you need or have Jake's build one to your specs. Custom airbrushing, lift kits, sport shifters, rear seats. You name it, with the expertise and craftsmanship people have come to expect from Jake's. Come see for yourself why Jake's is the nation's premier golf cart provider. Jake's Golf Carts, Route 522 McVeigh Town. Online at jakesgolfcarts.com.